grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh, say what?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Boah, Gott, ich bin voll zusammengezuckt.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Alter, ist das widerlich? Oh Gott, ich hasse es.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh Gott, ist das widerlich. Oh Gott, ist das widerlich.
I got closer and closer.
Oh Gott, wir sind in ihrem Zimmer.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh Gott, Mädchen. Oh Mann. Oh, creepy.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Molly war 10, okay. Ja, sie hatte echt eine blühende Fantasie.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Dort 1937 von Sven Finch.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Edith Jr. Ah, okay.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Oh. Ah. So cute. Und wenn sie das Loki. Anderer für dich. Rob. Ein Frosch. Ein Arizona mit Kiefen. Berkeley? 8 Jahre. Bob. Warte. Das war Rob. Bob ist eine Schlange gewesen. Okay. Nochmal ein Wellensittich. Derby. Sieht aus wie so eine Taube oder so.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Oh.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Molly, Barbara, Calvin und Sam. Und Walter. Ah, hier oben. Dawn, Gus, Gregory, Lewis, Molten.
Her room was like a museum.
The Mysteries of Dead and Thereafter. Das Buch hat sich sogar 3-mal. Sven und Edie. Norweg folgt. Ah, Jus. 88. Weil dann war er 22. Oder? Ja. War noch viel zu früh. Sven. Odin. 80 bis 37. Dann war es 57. Odin Finch.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Oh.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh, wow.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Aww.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Ah, das war schon. Okay. Darf ich? Ah.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Odin. Der Ingeborg. Oh wow. Ich denke mal, Edie wird relativ am Ende sein, glaube ich. Was ich so? Genau. Und Edith Finch. Da oben sind wir. Schaukelstuhl. Schwein.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Also doch relativ alt. Oh, wowie. Gott, Hilfe. Es ist so pink. Es ist so pink. Oh, hallo. Entchen.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Oh yeah.
It was a pretty big trace.
Ja, warte. Oh, das können wir auch aufmachen. There's a secret in this party. That's Sven and Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Calvin Finch, born April am 25. April 1951 und gestorben am 23. September 61. Oh wow, auch mit 10.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh ja, Milton. Wird gespeichert. Oh.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Ach, das sind die... Wie heißen die nochmal? Calvin und Sam? Also Sam ist der Großvater von ihr. Ah, hier. Calvin und Sam. Okay.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Oh. Oh wow.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Wer hat nicht versucht, mit der Schaukel sich zu überschlagen? Ich glaube, mit so vor allem Kettenschaukeln.
I told him going around was impossible.
Ja, mit so Ketten ist das relativ schwierig. Oh, was für eine Aussicht. Das Meer.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up.
Oh, fast oben.
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Gott, oh, mir wird so voll schwindelig gerade. Uiuiui.
I think he'd already made up his mind.
Sagst du komisch?
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh Gott, ich bin jetzt gerade voll angespannt. Woo! Ah. Oh, oh.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh Gott. Oh, Jesus. Boah.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Das hat so gut wie jeder versucht, glaube ich. Er ist 11 geworden. Molly mit 10, er mit 11. Ja, gehst du bitte zu? Ich glaube, ich brauche bald eine neue Maus. Noch mehr Geld ausgeben.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Warte, welche Richtung komme ich ja? Ah, da bin ich lang. Oh Gott, wie süß. Die haben immer satt. Das ist sehr schön.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh. Dann kommen wir jetzt gleich zu Barbara.
Edie's father Odin built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Genau, Barbaras Geschichte war auch relativ hippie.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
16. Uff. Bob Street. Ja, der muss ja echt schon verschimmelt sein. Ohne Ende. Dreadful Stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
No.
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.